is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
This is only a test.
DJs and MCs. This DJ, he gets down.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to
DJs and a mic with your host, DJ Mike.
Is that a timetable?
And DJ JP.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
Give me the mic.
Everything should be good.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Two DJs and One Mic, featuring DJ JP and myself, DJ Mike. This dude over here, it's crazy. We want to thank you guys for sitting in again with us. We have a very special guest, Mr. Jason Alexander Rubio. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. I like that intro, man.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
It's just about 8 months long, but it's good.
Yeah, it's good though.
Oh, the hate is real.
Oh man, so how you doing, sir? How you doing?
Doing good, man. It's been a busy fall like always, and it's finally slowing down this week. And then next week, man, I got nothing next week, and it's great. I think I might have one actually, but that's it, and it's nice.
Yeah.
So define a busy fall for you.
So we do a lot of our events in the fall. Like fall is the busiest time of year for us here in Central Texas. We do weddings, quinceañeras, you name it. A lot of company events, believe it or not, keeps us busy all week long. And so for us, a busy weekend a busy week would be 10, maybe 15 events. I try not to take on too much because I learned my lesson doing that. So I try to limit to maybe 2 or 3 max in a day, just because if something bad happens, like I only have myself as backup.
Wait a minute, time out. You said 2 and 3 in a day?
2 or 3 events in a day. Like, let's say I got.
What's the time frame on it? Are they 2-hour events?
No. I mean, like total. Like, so I have a team, right?
Okay.
And if we've got 3 weddings happening, I don't take no more than 2 now. Weddings, I'll do plenty of other events, but weddings usually happen at the same time frame, right? Like, we'll get there at like 3 to set up, 2 o'clock, all the way till 10, 11. And I try to take no more than 2 in a night for weddings because they require so much detail. And COVID hit not too long ago, and man, I got burned. I had a DJ, who was sick, couldn't make it, and then another DJ called in that Thursday. His wedding was on Saturday, and I was like, man, what am I gonna do? So I did one, and then I had to find a backup for the other, and it was just a mess, man. That's why I was like, man, no more than 2 weddings because of all the attention to detail. I'll take school events, anything else all day, but weddings no more than 2 in a day.
So do you send more than one person out each event, or how is it?
So usually one DJ goes out and they might have their helper or whoever. But on my team, just one will go out, and then usually most of them have somebody helping them out. But officially just one.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna ask the normal question. So what got you into DJing, man? What got you started?
Man, going to kids dances back in the day, in the teen dances, man, when I was in middle school, going to those, and my brother's a little bit older than me, and we were just kind of digging it, and there was hardly any DJs at that time. This was, early 90s, and I was like, man, this is cool. I like what they're doing. And
it sounds like it was female driven.
No, not really, man. Believe it or not, no.
Okay.
So have you always lived in Austin, or did you grow up somewhere else?
I grew up in Lockhart, which is not too far from here.
Okay.
It's about 30 miles south of here, southeast. And we just liked the vibe, man. We liked everything that was happening, and I was like, man, this is cool, And we got some turntables and started buying vinyl and started learning, back then, and slowly but surely built up my stuff. And pawn shops back then, because I didn't have the money. We were just buying stuff here and there. And
well, it's nothing like that shopping at a pawn shop.
Yeah, man. And we just slowly practice, and eventually got good enough, started doing public events, and that's it, man. By the time I was 14 or so, I was already throwing my own events. And it's kind of weird to think about it now. It's like, damn, they used to rent me a hall back then, and they didn't think about the life. But I was 14. I was renting the high school or renting, cafeterias and stuff and throwing events, and they didn't think about that.
But you didn't have to have security then, did you?
Exactly. I had people like my friends, but I didn't have actual cops or nothing like that,
Here it comes. What did you call those people that help you out, Jason?
Friends, man, really.
So you never called them do boys? You ever heard the term?
I heard the term.
No, I never called them that.
He's heard it, man.
Now let me ask you this: since DuBois Jeff over here brought it up, does that not sound like something that you would hear back in Alabama?
I mean, kind of, yeah. Yeah, I never heard that term until recently, to be honest, though.
Where did you hear that, though?
I think social media, somebody was talking about it.
He's going to say here. Probably me. Yeah. You probably heard. We put it in the group one day.
Maybe. I was just like, what is this?
So what do you just call them, helpers or friends, right?
Friends, roadie, maybe, crew, but nothing else.
Crew. I'm just saying, nobody.
Okay. All right. Move on.
DuBois.
Oh my goodness. So
wow.
So how did you get to where you are now, man? What was the trail? What did you do? Stop it.
I kept at it back then, and I realized, damn, I'm making some pretty good money, and I wasn't even old enough to work yet. And I was throwing events and making money, and I was like, I like this. And I kind of just stuck with it. And after I graduated, I got like a regular job, whatever. I ended up being a paramedic. But I still missed the DJ side, and I was like, man, let me keep doing this. And so I would still do events on the side. And I just stuck with it. And then unfortunately my mom passed away when I was 19, and she left me some money. She left some money, and so I was like, let me try to open up a bar, man. And so and so that's what I did. And I started doing events and throwing concerts, you name it, and kind of just lived that for a little while. But I didn't know it at the time, but I was depressed back then, man. My mom was gone, and I was just trying to fill that hole and just doing all sorts of different things to try to be happy for a little while. And the DJ world kept me happy for a long time, And so I just kind of kept doing that. And then I thought, all right, maybe I should try to go to schools. I went to school, and then still did it on the side, just on and off forever. And to where I am now, about a decade ago, I decided to start trying to figure out weddings, because I was always anti-wedding. I was always at the bars and clubs, and I didn't want to do weddings. But I started to see, like, damn, these people are making money. What am I doing at the bars? And
so let me ask you this, since since you come from that background.
Yeah.
Back then, did you even know that there was anything that existed, from a continual education standpoint, or did that even matter?
What do you mean, like about going to school?
Well, I'm saying for DJing, like DJ conferences and
no, that wasn't a thing that I know of. I mean, this was, when I started running the bar, that was '99, and I wasn't doing weddings. I was only doing bars and throwing concerts and stuff like that. So I wasn't in the whole wedding thing. It was just me and the local DJs that would hang out, but there wasn't any conferences or anything that I could remember. Maybe there was, but not that I knew of.
And what was the mindset of DJs, in the area that you were in, as far as, club DJs? Did you deal with a lot of egos and just arrogance?
I think somewhat, but to be honest, man, like it was a community in the '90s all the way till social media. I think social media changed it all. We were a community, we would help each other out, pass each other gigs. But once it came to social media, then people started bragging and started, these egos came about, and then it was like competition. I really think social media changed a lot of it, man, for the way we saw it and the way we were seen as DJs. But back then we were a community, but not so much now, man. It's super competitive now. I mean, we have friends or whatever, but it's the bar DJ scene is super competitive, man. It's so cutthroat. People will quickly outprice the other just to try to get that spot. Still happening today. I got a lot of friends who are still bar DJs, and that's still happening.
Oh yeah, it's a totally different mindset. And me and Jeff was talking about that. It's a totally different mindset. And like I was saying for myself, and I didn't know nothing about any, type of conference or anything like that. And I don't even think that was nowhere on the radar, because it was like, man, I don't need none of that. I'm making money. But then when you realize that, no, you're not.
Unless you own the club or getting a percentage of the bar or got a percentage of the door, it's tough to really make money.
It's very rare to have that situation, Jeff. You as a club owner, so don't you dare bring that up.
Yeah, I mean, I was as well.
I have negotiated door things at other clubs.
Yeah, but you had
no.
You know what? I'll say this: when you have that education, and know that you can do that, because I would say a lot of guys are just so happy to be in the situation. You got all these people hollering at you. They got you up in the DJ booth that's sitting above everybody. You just feel like you're, just making things happen. You walk through the doors, people whispering, and they acknowledge you. Hey, Jeff. Hey, so it's different.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And it's just a different set of worlds out there. I mean, it's two different worlds. We both doing the same thing, but it's two different worlds, and we don't even realize it. And I guess if you don't realize it and you switch worlds, it's kind of tough. But
it's real tough.
Yeah, it's real tough. But I mean, once you find it, and I mean, you can go back and forth. Like we go back and forth. Mike does things. I do clubs. You still do any clubs, any bars, anything?
Once in a while, I honestly don't DJ very much anymore myself, unless I have to for my staff, like if they call in or something. Or if it's a fun event that I want to do, then I'll do it. But otherwise, I mean, this year I've DJed maybe 3 times this whole year.
Wow.
I just manage.
And man, that's good.
So do you even play with your?
Do you still DJ at home at all?
Yeah, I've still got all my stuff. I ended up doing an event last week. It was just super easy.
But this is a different question. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to have the equipment. Do you touch it?
Only when I have to do a gig. That's about it. I mean, I've done it so long, man, that it just comes back like pretty quickly, I don't really feel like, let me get on and practice or whatever. Like, I don't know. I just don't ever have time. I feel like, But yeah, I did a gig last week and it was fine. Came back really quick. I was like, for a little bit, I was like, damn, what music do I play? Because they didn't give me any sort of guidance. But I figured it out pretty quick. But yeah, I try not to do gigs unless I absolutely have to, man. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. Like I don't want to be out there anymore. I'm like, my time matters to me more than anything.
Okay.
Wow. So how many people do you have working for you?
So we have a pretty good team. We've got about 10 here in the Central Texas area. They're kind of spread out, mostly Austin, but around the little smaller cities, San Marcos, Kyle, Buda, Lockhart. We're kind of all over. Leander, which is all like little cities around here. And then I'm trying to expand. I was telling you guys last time I'm in other states right now. I've got some pages out there, talk to some guys out there, but like I'm real slow to start that right now just because I worry about, man, what if something happens out there in San Jose. I've got a setup in San Jose, and if that DJ can't make it, what am I gonna do? You know, so that's what.
Yeah, but you got to put you out there. You got to put another you out there that can run the show.
Exactly, and that's what I need to do before I hire a team. I don't want to be everything everywhere, right? Like they can fly us out there if they want, but most of the time they're not going to want to do that.
Yeah,
and they're not going to want to take on that fee.
So what made you pick San Jose as a spot?
San Jose, I have family in the area. My son lives out there right now, and he was asking me, and he's like, "Hey, man, you think you want to do it out here? Let me know." And I was like, "Finally, goddamn, I've been asking you forever." You know, so, he never wanted to be a part of it. He's like, "Nah, I don't need all that." But now he's like, "Okay, there's money in this," and shoot, all right.
Does he DJ?
He learned back in the day. I taught him how. He doesn't personally right now, but he's willing to. And he even wants to maybe run the photo booth out there too. So I've set up some pages for that, for the DJ and for the photo booth out there. But right now we just kind of been taking it slow, man. I'm really just focusing on Central Texas and all of the Texas events.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have other states happening, but I'm like not in a rush right now.
Okay. Well, one of Mike's favorite questions.
Well, he kind of answered it. It's nothing really that keeps him DJing because he's not DJing.
Well, I mean, there's something that's keeping him in the industry. He could do something else. He could put. You could sell the company if you didn't care about this. You know,
well, you're right. So, what is it that keeps you running the company? I guess that's a better way to say it.
I like having a good team, man, and helping these people out doing these events, and my team really. They do a great job, and I love having them on there, and I love just being able to help them get where they want to be too, right? Like every weekend when they're out doing events, they're like, "Man, thank you for having me out here and trusting me." I'm like, it's a reciprocal relationship, man. Like I trust these people; they're gonna do a job like if it was their own gig, right? And that's what I appreciate. And I like just being able to help them out, and at the same time, they're kind of keeping the business thriving as well. Like I wouldn't be nowhere without a team.
Man, you're right. It's nothing like having a good team.
Yeah.
The team in itself is you're only as strong as that team.
Yeah,
absolutely.
True.
And I'll say that. Hello,
Brian.
Yes,
Brian.
everything is moving kind of so. Hello, Brian. You're only as strong as that team. And, and if it sounds like you do a great job in regards to making sure that your people are equipped to do the job that's needed to bring about success.
I only hire experienced people. I don't like to take on new DJs, even though that would be more profitable. I don't do it.
So let me ask you this. What's your process when you're hiring? What do you look for?
I look for experienced guys who already kind of make a name for themselves, who already made a name for themselves. Like it'd be nice if I've already heard of you. That's number one. I don't have to have heard of you, but if I have heard of you, that's a good thing, right? So I try to hire the guys that are doing well and already have a name for themselves in the area, and they've got to have experience. I used to say 10 years. It doesn't have to be 10 years, but 10 years equivalent. And so that means, how many weddings have you done? Like I prefer that they've done several private events, at least 50 is my goal. And if they've done that, and then I ask them about weddings and, how have you done it? Like, we'll just talk and, figure out where they are. I have them send me mixes. I might check them out at one of their spots one day if they're a bar DJ. And I've done that, and I've not hired people when I've gone to check them out. I'm like, nah, they're not ready, and so I make sure.
What's not ready?
Well, there's guys that are really good DJs, right? And they know how to mix. But like, I just think, I guess I could teach them, right? But I just feel like they're just not there yet, right? There's times where I think they're just not investing in their overall appearance and what they're doing. Like I've gone to see a DJ and I said, "Okay, you gonna bring all your equipment?" He said, "Yeah, I have all my equipment." And then I got there and he had like no speaker stands, number one. Okay, fine. He had a speaker on the table, speaker on the floor, mixed match speakers. The speaker looked like he got it out of the trash. Like it was all banged up and stuff. And I'm like, damn, that's your speakers? And he's like, yeah. And, it was just like he really wasn't putting in effort. And I was like, dude, you're at a bar.
So what do you think of a guy who instantly lies to you right off the bat? Do give them a set? I mean, if you check to stay long enough to check the skills, do they fall way down the ladder just because they lied to you initially?
Absolutely. I don't even hire them, man. Like, I'll just be like, hey, man, it's good to see you. Thanks. And, I'll be in touch, whatever. We might still be friends. But no, if you're lying to me, like I've had a guy say, oh, yeah, I got all these mixes. I'll send you some. Cool. And then he's like, oh, man, I can't find them. I think I left them on my other hard drive. It's always something. I'm like, if you can't mix, I can't hire you, man. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, telling the truth is, that's heavy right there. I mean, you show up. And I mean, I don't know why people feel like, as they say back in the day, why you got to lie to kick it? Just tell the truth. Hey, man, I want to work with you so I can grow my business, get better equipment, do this, do that. So be honest. But you out there with, like you said, speaker on the table, no tablecloth, speaker on the floor. Why? Why? Talk to me, Mike. Talk to me. Why?
Old school.
Oh, that ain't old school, man. That's stupid. So I don't know.
Well, I'll say this. When someone lies and say it, I have to ask you this. You know how sometimes we can ask the question, do you have your own equipment? Yes, I got my own equipment. But we don't go to that next layer. What kind of equipment do you have?
I asked.
Do you have the same speakers? Do you have this? Do you have that? Yeah. And when they lie then, and then you go see them, it's like, okay, well, why did you not just tell me the truth?
Right.
And if he would have told you the truth, would that would have put you in a position where you would have said, no, I'm not going to hire? Or would you be willing to give him a chance?
And one guy was like, I'm trying to work on getting some equipment. I'm like, you know what? If you can rent equipment for the gig, fine, man. If you're a good enough DJ, I'll let you make it, man. Like, go rent equipment. That's fine. But if you straight up lie to me and just try to make excuse after excuse, like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
So do you supply any of your DJs on their equipment?
If they need it, I do. I usually ask that they all have it because I don't want to be having them come meet me or me go over there. I'm like, nah, have your own equipment. But once in a while, like, DJ needs extra lighting or an extra sub or another setup, I'll loan it to them, no problem. But for the most part, I have to have them have everything because I don't want to be going back and forth with them.
Even lighting?
Everything.
You want them to have
okay. A lot of them don't have uplighting. That's fine. I'll bring the uplighting. No problem. We do photo booths as well. None of my DJs have photo booths. Actually, one of them does. And so I'll do the photo booth or whatever. I'll have somebody else do the photo booth. But I would like for them to have everything. That way I know they can get the job done and I'm not worried about, damn, are they going to have enough sound? Are they going to have this? Going to have that?
Well, I mean, that sounds good to me. Everybody has their own way of kicking it. So let's jump into a little fun. What about the industry drives you absolutely bananas, crazy? What about the industry?
Like I just joined that wedding DJ group not that long ago. It's been about a month maybe. And just
the one that Sid is always posting in.
Yeah. And it's like, man, the egos, man. It's like, come on, who do you guys think you are to just be condescending to people and just downright rude? Or it's like, come on.
To clients or to each other?
Yeah. And I don't get it.
Is it to clients or is it to each other?
To each other.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, why be that way, man? Like, it's not like you're going to get paid more for being mean to someone else or being rude. Like, what's your deal?
Yeah, It's amazing when people get what they call success and they start acting like that. But to me, they were always like that.
Yeah.
It just, like they say, people say that power changes people. I don't think the power in itself changes people. I would say power exposes people.
Reveals who you really are.
It exposes how some people really are. When you don't have the power to push your agenda, your agenda remains dormant. As soon as you get the power, and then you go. And it's just amazing how some people act. And they are the worst of worst to me, the people, because the moment you begin to think that you're better than someone, you're nothing. Right. You're worse. You're nothing. Right. And I hate to say it like, oh, no, I don't. You're trash. You're trash.
It's like, why not? We're all starting somewhere. We all started somewhere at one point in time, and it's like, I respect that. And like, if someone really has a question they just don't know, just answer it, man. You don't gotta be down, whatever.
Hey, that is the reason why I created Crosstalk, because I was in a couple of other groups, and man, I would just see guys ask, "What do I get this?" or "What about this song?" or do that, and people would just bash them over the head with like, "You stupid, you dumb, why are you even in here? How long have you been DJing?" So I got out of the group, and I said, "Well, you know what? I really like this group because there's some good stuff in here. There's a bunch of bad, but there's some good." So I got back in there. I said, "You know what? I'm going to create my own." So that's when I created Crosstalk. I'm like, man, I need a place where you can come, feel safe, ask a question, and don't feel like you're going to get beat across the head with a brick. I mean, I'm like,
have you ever seen a baby come out the womb walking?
no. And I don't know why people treat folks like that. Well, what should I play at this? I mean, some questions, yes, are stupid. If you want to tell them it's dumb and you shouldn't ask that, or you should research it before you ask this group, then pull them to the side and hit them sidebar. But don't try to embarrass nobody in the middle of the group. You know.
If a person doesn't know,
they don't know.
They don't know.
No, they don't know.
And if you are not willing to help them, just shut up.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Because, we talk about bullying in school, and we know how some situations have driven people to suicide.
Oh man, yeah.
There's a lot of situations where it has totally messed up some people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing. You don't know how that's going to affect that person.
You're right.
All because you got this bigger than life ego, and you've lied to yourself and told yourself that you are the best thing since sliced bread straight out the womb.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. And you're right on bullying, man. Online bullying is a thing for teens that causes suicide, but man, online bullying happens in those groups. And it's sad. It's like, we're adults, man.
I guess something must not be in there enough. I haven't seen any of that. Normally you tag me in something you post because you can't believe the crazy answers you get. Yeah, some of the answers be like, well, you need bullying because they say some dumb stuff. But yeah. So yeah, but that's why you need a safe space to ask questions, because like that was a great thing you posted there talking about how many of us come out the womb walking. None of us. So how many of us come out, going to the DJ game, knowing how to do everything, knowing everything? None of us.
And if they say they did, they lie.
Yeah. So, well, you're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So we're going to jump into one of the main reasons why we got on here with my man. He wanted to talk a little bit about that wonderful thing called AI. And he said this was one of his hot topics. So talk to us, man. How do you feel about it? I got some stuff for you, because the guy pulled me aside last night, talked to me for 30 minutes. I got some stuff to throw at you from what he said. Yeah. So what is your thoughts on this AI taking our place?
I think AI is a great thing. It's advancing. And I read some stuff the other day about how they believe in the next 5 years, every single person in the US will have an AI assistant. But it's going to be like in the form of an app on your phone, where it might make your appointments for you. It might remember to order your groceries, things like that. Like, I believe it, right? It's coming. It's advancing. And I think AI is going to be advanced in the industry that we're in, of course, because of the technology. I believe bar DJs got to work. Like, there's already plenty of bars that just play Spotify. But if they can find a little bit better solution, because plenty of bars still have DJs, but if they can figure out a way to replace that bar DJ for a monthly subscription and not even need to pay that DJ, they're going to do that all day. Because I've gone to bars and I'm shocked at how little the bar DJs MC. Like, I've been to a few and they don't talk at all the entire time. I'm like, why aren't they announcing the specials? Why aren't they on the mic? Whatever. That's just what I do. But they don't. And the majority of bar DJs don't talk at all. So they're going to be replaced real quick. I really think that's coming for them. How soon? I don't know. I would say in the next 2 years, probably. As far as weddings and events like what we do, it's hard to replace that because of the main part is the MC, right? You really need that. It's really going to be hard to program something to say all the things that we do. And you know how things don't always go on time. And so we got to just go in there and kind of just make sure everything goes smoothly. and that's going to be hard to do with AI.
It's funny when you said that. I thought about a robot. It's time for the cake. It's time for the cake. It's time for the cake. It's time for the cake.
It could be, maybe. You never know.
It's time for this. It's time for that. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's time for the cake. We gotta play this song. So I mean, we making fun of it, but I'm sure it will be able to they'll teach it to rationalize and think and flip, be flexible. Or like you say, you have an assistant, and it's not just you; it's an assistant doing it. But yeah, that's all I can think of right then. It's just something just saying it's time. No, it's time for the bouquet. It's time for the bouquet. Let's go. Single ladies, single ladies, single ladies.
Somebody's gonna program it with that strip club DJ voice.
Yeah, single ladies, single ladies, and just ready to go, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think
we laugh, but some of us are gonna make it easy. Like you say, bar DJs, they're gonna make it easy. But if it can pick up and move equipment, but some owner gets smart enough. Okay, I'll just put I have an AI outside that can do the ceremony. That because this guy was talking to us last night, talking about they can put neurons and give it a brain, give it a webcam, and it can look and see what's going on or different things. So don't think just because we have to have you got to be able to see or you got to have empathy or sensitivity that they can't program a computer to do that.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely possible, I think. But I think because of all of the different things that we have to do at weddings, when something goes wrong, when something's off on time, like we know, we're just going to keep the music going. We're going to make an announcement and just, we're going to keep things under control. I have a hard time being able to figure out how a program is going to be programmed enough to for every possible scenario, right? I just don't think it's going to happen.
So, you know what? It was just funny because I listened to this guy so much last night. So it would go to 1,000 weddings.
Gather all of the information. Scenarios.
700 of them are late. It says, okay, I need to have 10 extra songs because all weddings are late. This, that, and the other, and just all the stuff that we deal with already that we know about that could happen. Right. But the way he was telling, it's going to gather so much information that it'll be ready for anything,
Well, and
possibly, but I mean, man, we've all seen crazy stuff happen.
Yeah, we have, and you're saying it's going to gather all of this information.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing the same thing.
Yeah, we are, but you can't keep 1,000 things in your head from.
No, I'm not saying what we can't do.
Okay.
I'm speaking to what we do and what it could possibly be taught to do.
Okay.
Like how many years have you've been DJing? Jason.
Me?
Yes.
Too long, man. I was 13, so about around 33 years, man.
Okay, so 33 years.
Okay.
Almost 35.
Yeah.
Maybe around 38 for me.
Mm-hmm.
All the time that we've been doing this professionally, you've been taking data from different events,
right?
Different situations. So you were in a situation once where a wedding went over and you had to learn, I got to be ready for this.
Yeah.
I got to be ready for that. And you've seen all of these different scenarios to where when you see certain things, you automatically know what to do.
Right.
So it may be possible to gather all of that information. I would have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
But I'm not one that doubt that it can't happen. It's possible, but will it happen in my lifetime or our lifetime? I don't know. But
it's hard to say.
Like we were talking earlier off the show before we started about all of the different things that we're using AI to help us with writing, with emails, with content, for various things. You can put in a sentence, hey, how to start a bakery. And it will, within seconds, give you a whole list of what to do in order to start a not only a professional, but a successful bakery.
Yeah.
You just have to execute the plan.
You just have to execute, just like you say. So
Yeah.
it's possible. It's possible. You know, it's dealing with variables.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
these
it
different
might
variables.
be, man. But we've done weddings. I remember weddings where they were drinking so damn much before it even started, and by the time the ceremony was done, the bride
Been
passed
there.
out.
Been
Bride
there.
passed out. And it's
Yeah.
like, what do you do then?
Yeah.
She had to
I'm
go to
with
sleep.
you.
No, I got a playlist. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
10 songs deep. Okay, we'll wait for someone to sober up, get them ready.
Throw water on it.
Throw water on
might
it.
be in her or something.
Kickstand. But
Yeah.
I kind of find it hard to believe that it can replace a human.
Oh, I'm with you.
I mean, just the vision, the know-how, the quick witness. It's probably faster witted than us, but just to be able to look at a situation and analyze it and come
it's
out with the
gonna be
right
hard.
thing. Just like the guy was telling me last night, he would say, okay, you played that song last time when you were in a pinch. Don't hit the wobble just because you're in a pinch. Let's go somewhere else. Just all kind of stuff that it could think of that could be different than what we already do. Okay, you didn't think about playing this, but here's 10 songs in this genre that you could go to that would be in this BPM that would do that. Bam, here you go.
Well, look at it. Look at this too. So,
but we're
those
already
of us
doing
that
that
have
process already. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, just think about your Spotify's and before Spotify,
It recommends.
Pandora, and you're choosing a channel and it's grabbing all of these songs that fits that situation.
Like my Jill's channel, my Prince channel.
Yeah. And you just like, man, I wouldn't even thought about playing that. That's a jam.
So that's AI right there already. We didn't even think about it. Like Pandora, when you set your stations or you do this and tell it, no this, no that, I want just this. Man,
it's all based on information.
Here. Yeah, it's here. Right. It's
Spotify came out with a DJ like a couple of months ago. It's not bad. I've tried it out and it's okay. But basically, what's that?
Spotify DJ?
Yeah, they have Spotify DJ now. And
so what do you do? Put parameters in it, like play this, play that?
You don't do anything. It just looks at your playlist history and it gathers all the data and then it knows what you were playing. And so it'll say, all right, so, and man, it's crazy. I'll listen to it and it'll be like, all right, back in 2019 in the summer, you were listening to this. We're going to put some of that on for you. I'm like, what? And
does it say that to you?
It says that, yeah. Like there's somebody talking. It's crazy. Check it out, man. You're going to be surprised. I was like, damn, this is pretty
good. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Jeff, in 89, you was listening.
But you know what? I made to use my Spotify for ceremony. So it would be, I'd be asleep somewhere. Because it'd be like, at this wedding on this day, you played Swans by the Lake. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. They don't play wedding songs.
Monkeys? What's the name of your song? It was the Monkey song from DJ Request.
Dead Puppies.
Dead Puppies. So, wow. I'm going to have to check that out, though, man.
Yeah, check it out.
I don't know if I want Spotify talking to me, though.
It's weird. It almost sounds like Sway in the morning. It sounds just like him, man. They might have taken his voice or something. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully he got paid for it.
Let's check out what Brian is saying.
Okay, Brian is putting some comments in there.
This is why I appreciate this group of DJs that come on the show. Lots of great info and keep it real.
Yep.
Then some of the applications can even order songs based on height, keys, etc. At some point, Boris could automate the whole DJ process. However, people still like to see a live DJ, so the transitions will be slow. I agree with that. Well, they may put a hologram up there.
Yeah, but you know what? Bar owners are like, hey, I can say.
Oh, they just trying to say.
I can say that $100 a night.
Yeah.
So, and I can get this guy to go hard for 10 hours instead of 8.
Yeah,
he'll go to 6 in the morning. He won't even complain.
Yeah, and I don't have to tip him. I don't have to tip him. I don't have to feed him. I don't have to give him drinks.
Yeah.
I don't even have to talk to him.
Yeah. He can't.
Walmart's doing it right now with the cashiers.
You can't leave. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Can I get another hour? Okay.
And if I get tired of him, I can unplug it.
Yeah, man. Pretty soon he'll be broke. But that's incredible, man. Just the stuff that they. But I didn't even think about that. You're right, especially Pandora. Okay, give me a Prince station. And then,
Yep.
you know, all the stuff, the P-Funk stuff that they would play with it that you just, you know, some Clinton, this, that. And I mean, you know what? Okay, that's
They've
right.
been around for some years.
That's right along in the era, but that's all sound good. But I never think it was AI. I thought
They've
it was
been
just,
around for years.
Yeah, they've been around years. Well, they say AI been around years. We just haven't been using it. Now somebody has finally decided to introduce it. Let me introduce myself.
Yeah.
Chat GPT.
Money.
Yes.
Money.
So, yeah. So, wow.
So in outside of DJing, do you like the ability to have AI?
Oh, I love it. I'm working on programming a chatbot right now for my website. That way I can get people, the impatient people who call you, they might be willing to chat with you instead of call you. And so I'm programming a bot right now that'll answer the most frequently asked questions and all of that. Like, I love AI. It's great.
So
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do the same thing.
Let me tell you something also, too. There's a guy named, I think his name is Saint Jean Pierre, or something like, out of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he blew my mind with AI stuff. So first class I went to in Atlantic City at DJX, I'm in there chilling, you know, just, okay, what is going on with AI this time? Man, he did an invoice or proposal with a person up there. You can pick a British person or whatever you wanted and tell the client everything that was in the, read the proposal to them, sell it to them. Hey, you know, would you like to do this? My name is Jenny with Alliance Entertainment Group, and I got this, that. And I was like, oh my God. So every time he spoke, he did 4 chat GPT classes or AI classes. I went to every class. He said, you're sitting in the front now. I said, brother, the information you're giving out, I need to be sitting at home with you. Because, I mean, he was just giving out so much stuff about how you could use it. Because when he did that, when he created it in less than an hour, had a lady up there read the script, what I'm selling you, I was like, man, this is crazy. You know, do you want a British lady? Do you want this? Do you want him? Do you want that? And he just put it up there, and here she is. Welcome to my, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And he did that in less than 30 minutes, created a whole script, selling everything, pictures, drug in pictures, all kind of stuff. I was like, this is scary. A lot of people gonna get replaced.
I mean, it's replacing writers for sure, content writers and stuff.
Yeah,
it's great. Like, I use it a lot. I use it every week, and I think that a lot of us could use it. I'm starting to figure out a photo booth with AI. I'm trying to do that to where we could change the images instead of a regular photo that prints out. I want to change the images to offer different things, and I'm working on that right now, and that should be ready to go by the next week or two.
Please share.
So we're really just trying to change it up and use it.
What operating system are you using?
Right now, we just use our we use Luma Booth, but I'm trying to do off of Luma Booth and just be our own. Not even use anybody's system. Use it on the iPad and create it to where we can print out.
You're actually creating your own, sir.
Yeah, I'm working on my own just because I think that that's where it's going to go. Like
the Rubio brand.
Right, something, right? I just, you know, and I know, like, we got to be different. We got to be better. If we're all offering the same thing, they're going to go with the lowest price every time.
There you go. You got to be innovative, creative, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. You got to be different to win.
Yeah. We wish you luck on that. I'm pretty sure it will be a success.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good thing, and we're ready for it. And I think, you know, anybody can do it, right? It's not that hard. I mean, you just have to look at things and figure out how to do it.
So what else is twirling around in the head? I mean, what else? You always throwing hot topics at me, at least one a week and something. What else is out there that's going on that you want to talk about?
You know, we talked about the AI thing, and I think the other day I posted something, and I know that you had chimed in on it. You chimed in on it, and a lot of people didn't agree with me. But I think the DJ name thing, like, I get it. I had a DJ name for a long time, right? But I think
I remember this one. Go ahead.
Yeah. Some people, like, they don't take it serious, and they just come up with, you know, there literally was a DJ called DJ Fajita Frank, and I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, are you gonna get booked seriously, being called Fajita Frank? And that's what I'm gonna book this guy for their wedding, right?
Oh my gosh, Fajita Frank.
Yeah, and I'm like, I get Mike, I get JP, I get, you know, I used to be DJ Rubio. It was simple, but Fajita Frank, like, come on, you know. And
I can't remember who that was we had on the show, and he said, was that Romeo that said he he had an epiphany and he said, I can't be, what was it? Some kind of sauce or something. Or something.
Yeah, it was some kind
DJ
of
Nonsense.
Yeah, Nonsense.
That was his name. No, that was actually Cedric.
Yeah, that
and
was
he said
Cedric.
he decided to change his name from DJ Nonsense.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't get it, man. It's some names I've heard, man. I'm like, hey, bro. You like I'm trying to think, what was my boy's name? His name was something like
It's some weird ones.
it was just horrible. I said, you're not gonna do anybody's wedding with that name. And you can't work for me with that name. I'm just gonna call you something else, but that's not gonna fly, you know. I don't know why. I mean, it sounds good when you're in high school, you hyping with your fellas or whatever you're doing. But
I would say
Frito-Lay.
I would say this here. Depending on how you came into DJing, a lot of times that's what determines these outlandish names. Because I know, like, we come out of the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 80s, you know, you had DJs with, I'm not going to say crazy names, but they were meaningful names. You know, they meant something. You know, if you had Scratch Master this or Mix Master Ice, you know, their names meant something.
But they weren't trying to do weddings either.
No, they weren't. They were show DJs. They were artists. But I'm just saying their names stood for something. Now you got guys that's just pulling something like you may see some girl named Botaniqua or something or whatever. I'm just saying you got people just pulling stuff. And they want to be seen. They're not looking at how other people look at them. It's like, okay, I own a top-notch company. How can I explain to the board that I'm gonna hire DJ Waffle Scratch?
Exactly. And that was kind of where I was going to go with that, man. I was thinking, you know, like I didn't see big changes until I got away from promoting myself and promoting the company brand.
Yeah. So I didn't read a lot of that post because it was funny. I read a couple things, but I'm saying, so did you get a lot of pushback?
Most of the people agreed with me, but there was a few that were like, nah, you know, I want to be, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be DJ so-and-so. I don't care what you think. I'm like, look, man, I'm not the authority here. I'm just saying, think about your business name versus your DJ name. And once I stopped focusing on my DJ name personally and started focusing on the brand, I got a lot more high-end events. I started getting booked for a lot of the festivals, things like that, because people want to book a company. They don't want to book DJ Fajita Frank. Like, that's just reality.
He's stuck on that one. Could you imagine going to Mark Cuban and saying, I'm DJ Waffle Fresh?
Yeah. I mean, it might work, but, you know.
I mean, if you got the skills to pay the bills, you can get away with it sometimes.
But if they don't see the skills and they only see the name, they'll never see the skills.
Yeah, they'll never see it. They're going through applications, Waffle Fresh.
They're not. You know,
DJ Jambalaya, DJ Hot Poker. DJ Crossfade, the Night Jumper.
Yeah. DJ Hot Cocker. No.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I mean, and I anybody I can now young, I've probably changed 2 DJ names in the last few weeks. Like I was trying to name my sister-in-law, and she didn't like. I mean, I was trying to be sensible, and every time I gave her something sensible, she didn't like it. So she told me she wanted to be DJ G-Force. I was like, okay, we'll just stick with Sherry. We won't go with G-Force. We're gonna stick with that. But I mean, people like stuff that's kind of
be a DJ at my company.
just some kind of thing. I mean, but people like stuff that's kind of catchy and kind of
sure.
Yeah, but that was a good one. I like that topic, and I was laughing. I was like, man, he finna get some folks fired up about their DJ name. But
they were
we put Mike in that group because they be having some good stuff in there sometimes.
They're still commenting right now. Like I got a couple of messages right now about that same topic. That was a few days ago. I'm like, man, get over it, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the name, I'm just saying is some of it is personal.
Yeah.
You don't know where the name derived from.
DJ Blue Eyes, Fish Lips.
Yeah, I'm just saying they got some names out there. And some of them is personal. But realize that name could prevent you from succeeding.
A corporate client.
Yes. That was what I was trying to get to, but shit, I couldn't even get there. And people were mad.
No, because I'm just saying you struck an emotion.
Yeah.
But you know what? You could almost say, great, keep your name. Stay with DJ Flippy Flosh, or DJ Flip Flop, DJ, Connect the Light Bulbs. Whatever it is, DJ Hot Pink Lips, whatever it is, keep it. Icy Spice, Sexy Red, Jambalaya Fish, keep it. When we go against each other, I'll be like, hey, I'm DJ Intelligence. This is DJ Stupidity. So, who they gonna pick 90% of the time? You coming there with pink hairs, whatever. It's just This game it's a different game when you're trying to play on a different level. To me,
well, it really just it depends on, in all honesty, it depends on what you're trying to do, because just like we say that there's somebody for everybody, there's a DJ for everybody. Yeah. And including the name. We just have learned from a professional standpoint in certain professions that will hinder you from succeeding. Yeah. That will not allow people to feel comfortable with hiring you and taking you to that next level. It's like an interview. Nowadays you may go on 3 interviews to get a job.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Due to the fact, I can't take you to the next level. I like you, and I really enjoyed our conversation, but I don't know how I'm going to explain your name.
Yeah.
I really don't.
So now I want to jump on a little bit what Cedric said, and I want you to give me your honest opinion. So you think if we took the time, the money, did all the work, got everything together, if we actually had a DJ conference somewhere in Texas, how many people do you think we would get full-fledged support?
I think so. I think it depends on what you're offering, right? What's the product?
We're going to do it right. If we do it, we're not going to have.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it right. But will we get the support we need for it to be totally successful? Not just, because everybody, I don't want to go nowhere. I want to go nowhere. But if it's local, do you think that the DJs would actually support?
I think it depends on what we're offering, right? And what they're going to learn there that they haven't already heard somewhere else. That was a complaint about, I saw the post about the DJ conferences, and people said, man, it's the same information every time. I don't want to go and hear it over and over and over. All they keep saying is, sell yourself and, invest in yourself. And everybody says the same thing. So if we offer something different and people see like, oh, I want to learn that because that's going to help me succeed. Absolutely. I think it would go well.
So give me something different that you would like to see at the conference. I'm putting people on the spot tonight, Mike. Here we go. Give me something.
I reached out to Wedding MBA, and I made it to the second round or whatever. But basically, I was going to talk about marketing and SEO. And I know that a lot of people talk about that, but I was going to basically break it down and how to do it and how to make changes immediately on your website that'll make a difference in the next couple of days. And I think a lot of people would have gotten something from that. But they had another person who always does SEO, and I think she got it. And it's
because I went to her conference. So I went to 1 or 2 about SEO, and they did have some really unique stuff about change. Well, what she was saying was how to get on the map. So like when they look up your company name, you show up on the map in one of those little bubbles, and that'll drive people to you faster. So So Mike, what is something you would like to see if you were putting on a conference or you were going based on something? Based on that.
Well, that's a good question.
That's why I asked it, Mike.
I would like to see more investigations in regards to what people need.
Yes.
I would like to see more homework done in regards to the people that are attending your shows.
Create a survey.
I would like to see people building more bonds with the people that are attending. Because sometimes your reality and how you got to your reality doesn't work in my world.
Yeah, you're right.
Or like in school, you have this one format of how you teach the kids,
Mm-hmm.
but you're only reaching a certain amount of kids. You got some people that learn audible, and you got some people that learn visual, and some people that can do both. But if you're only appealing to one, then you're segregating this other group and saying that they don't meet standards, not because they can't, because you're not willing to teach them in a way that they can learn. So from a DJ conference standpoint, why can't we find out more about the people that are attending and build a relationship with them and start talking their language?
Right.
Because sometimes those people are saying things that don't make sense to other people. Not saying that it doesn't work, but you're telling me to do something that doesn't work over here. So how can I apply that?
Wow, that's a good.
I would even start by creating a survey and putting it on your group or in any of those groups. What do you want to see at the conference? And see what the common things are, and go that route and say, all right, well, who's good at this topic because this is what they want to see.
Yeah.
Right? Give people what they want.
And I'm just, in all honesty, this success over here is one thing. It may not even be relatable to this group of people over here.
Yeah.
And how do you reach those people? You hear me talk to you several times where I talk about, well, man, you got a section of DJs that don't even know anything about this world. And they have a totally different mindset. Yeah. How can you reach those people and convince those people that this is important? That section of people are affecting price.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they don't know. They don't know what their true worth is. They think that their worth is $400 or $500 that they may get, that some may get from the bars and clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look over here, they're doing another another type of work that's hard as well, because they have to do an interview to get a job. A lot of people that hire us only hear us sometime when they see us.
Yeah.
Sometimes they ask, do you have a page or something? We got a large section of people out there that's lying about stuff that they're doing, sending mixes that they didn't even do.
Yep.
And then when they get to the actual event, it's like, what is this?
Yeah.
So those guys have to go through an interview. I remember a close friend of mine, they wanted me to come work at their night spot. I had to go over there and perform for them, only to get paid less than what I would have got paid in the private sector.
And you don't have to perform or do anything. And that's pretty deep. But I mean, it's like you said, it's two different worlds. And how do we mix those worlds? So since nobody wants to ask me the question, I'll answer it. Well, my thing is, I think you don't need to just show people the end result. You need to tell them how you got there. What do I do, or how did I get to that point? Show me how you get there. Don't just show me the baby. How did you make the baby? What did you do? What did you start? What did you start? Everybody don't start up here. So don't show me what the finished product. Show me how you birthed the baby. How you made the baby. What do I need to do? What if this is not working? Give me more than one way to get there. Like you say, what's working in Seattle may not work in Tennessee. What's working in Dallas may not work in Houston. But there's some things that are definitely common. But give me more than one way to make, to skin the baby. Don't just give me the baby.
And I hate when people are talking like, oh, no, you just do this, do that. No. Man, you're just talking from your experience. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And it's like, hey, dude, come off of the cloud.
Yeah.
And walk down here and see that there's a different reality. And you wonder why people can't talk to certain people.
Yeah.
One of the reasons is because they don't come down the stairs and get on that person's level. They try to make the person come to their level. That's not always a reality. I didn't even know at one point, I didn't even realize that there was even a world where there were wedding DJs.
Same.
So what did you jump in? Did you jump in bars, or what did you jump in at?
So I was doing when I started, I couldn't even get into a bar. I was a teenager, so I was just doing like events for teens. That's what I started doing. And then as I got older, I started doing the bars, and then I owned a bar for a while. And then I left.
When did you decide to jump into weddings? What made you? What was the thing that made you jump in? Was it money, or did you just see it as not as bad or dangerous as the bar?
Or was it an accident?
I did a couple of weddings here and there, but I didn't like them, because back then when you're a young DJ, like you want to play what you want to play, and so that's why I didn't like them. But I ended up going to school, and then after I graduated, I saw an ad for a company, a wedding DJ company that was hiring, and I was like, I've never really done weddings. Maybe I'll go work with them, see what it's like. And so I started working with them, and I realized like, wow, this is night and day compared to bars. The time is better. Like I don't get out at 2 a.m. I just realized what was in it. And then they made the mistake one day of sending me the email with the invoice. and I was like, wait a minute. They're charging how much? And they're paying me $120? What?
Whoa.
Oh man, I was pissed. And I emailed them. I said, look, man, you accidentally sent me your email or this invoice. I'm gonna need more money because I'm literally doing all the work.
So what did they say?
And they were like, nah, blah, blah, blah.
We'll holla.
Yeah. And they tried to, give me excuses. And I said, nah, man, I can't do this. So I'll go ahead and do this event for you. But unless you give me more money, I'm not working any more events.
So let me ask you, so what if that's another good question that was out there too. So what if one of your DJs came to you and said, hey, you making this much? Or do you transparent with how much you make on your event?
Yeah, I pay them really well, right? So I make sure that, I ask them how they're doing. I find out what they're normally charging for their own events. And I try to do as best as possible to pay them what they would normally get. Because that's the way I see it is like, why would they do an event for me if they can go make more on their own? And so I try to pay them close to what they're already making.
Can I ask a question, teacher? If they're doing them on their own, why are they available when you call them?
So obviously with weddings, they're booked way out, right?
But I'm just saying, teacher, a lot of times you call and 2-3 weeks in a row, what are you doing? Oh, nothing, waiting on you to call. So I think that there's people that run the ship, and then there's people that's on the ship or in the ship or can move the ship.
The difference is marketing.
Yeah.
You can go on your Google right now and just type DJ Austin, my company's gonna come up. And none of them are. And that's just how it is. And so because I can get found that quickly and easily, that's why we get so many events. Whereas as these other guys that work with me, they might have their own websites or they might have their own thing. Some of them just do Facebook, but they don't want to be in that world. They're like, I'll let you handle the gigs. Like just tell me where to go, what to do. Yeah. And so that's what it is marketing, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's
so
the difference.
Another question back to something else we said. So how do you think we create more diversity in the conferences, make more people want to attend? What do we do? I mean, it shouldn't be the money because my wife pays $2,000 to go to a conference for stationery, or other conferences are paying all this money. So why are we complaining about $199, $149, $169?
Yeah.
How do we incentivize? What do we do to to get people to want to go and learn and be better?
I think it's hard because I personally haven't been to most of them because I look at the topics and I look at who's presenting and I'm thinking, what am I going to learn from them? And then I'll look them up and see what they're already talking about. And 9 times out of 10, you find all their stuff on YouTube. And so when you go and see them in person, it's the same material, right? And it's like, why am I going to pay you and go and book a flight, book a hotel and all this stuff to see what I can find on YouTube? And so that's honestly the reason why I don't usually go.
Miguel, what's your thoughts?
I can't argue with it.
But okay,
but
go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't argue with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing that I would say, and it just depends on the individual.
Mm-hmm.
I spent more time outside of the classroom than in the classroom.
Networking.
One that I went.
Yeah.
Not saying that, when I was there, I learned some things that I didn't know. Like yourself, I'm very astute when it comes to marketing. But I always look for the differences in regards to how people do things.
Sure.
Just sitting here, us conversing. You said some things like, okay, I'm gonna look into that. So those are some of the things that appeal to me, but that's not everyone. But I totally understand your point, and I think it's a relevant one. At the same time, you hear some people say their argument is, well, these are the things that work. We need to keep talking about. Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
You can keep talking about things, but don't use keep talking about it as a reason to not better yourself in presenting the information. Because the information, yes, at the base, the information is the same. It's the techniques that change. And if you're not changing to get better techniques, it's just like with SEO. At the basis of it, it's the same, but the techniques change to help you to get to point A faster.
Yeah, because Google is always changing the game.
Changing.
Every
At the
month.
base, it's the same, but it's changing.
Yeah.
Techniques.
Yeah.
So I think in what you're saying, you have a lot of people that they have built their names to a certain point with this information. And the people that they're presenting the information to are not relevant enough for them to present it in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the people that are hiring them, I think they are wrong because they need to push them to do this in a different way and in a better way. Don't come with the same topic and deliver it the same way.
Yeah, well, you can sit there and say, I heard this already.
It's like going to your church and say, well, dang, Pastor just talked about that. What? Pastor, give us something new.
Yeah.
If he keep giving you the same thing, you're going to find another church.
Yeah.
You're going to find another church.
I mean, honestly, even something that could be done at a conference, if you were to put one on, how to mix. How many people don't know how to mix? Like, I could get somebody mixing in 20 minutes. If you give me 20 minutes of your time, I'll get you mixing. Like, we could do that. You know what I mean? Like, how to mix.
And it's relevant, but it's one of those things that they say, oh, man, that don't matter.
Man, it matters.
Well, we know it matters, but sometimes the people that say it doesn't matter because they can't do it.
Want to make more money? Learn how to make.
They want to make money and get more people in. Well, I'm not going to say that you're bad. Come as you are. You're good.
There are companies built on not knowing how to mix, and that's why they're so cheap.
Woo!
Yes, horrible.
Yeah.
Or one of my favorite words, horrid.
Horrific.
Yes.
That's terrible. But I like your thoughts, man. And like I said, we have to sit down and we're gonna have a Zoom and we're gonna talk about it. But I still think it's hard to reinvent the wheel, but you can put a fresh cover or a tire cover on the wheel and not have the same tire spokes or the same frame coming down, the same frame driving down the street. You can get some new, fresh, young people to give the same information, but coming from a different vessel. So I agree with y'all on that. I think that does need to change. Some of them are great. Yeah, some guys can talk about running water and make you want to go find a faucet. And some of them are not good at all, but it's just finding the right ones.
And me personally, I'm not into no emotional speakers that's just riling me up. I don't care nothing about that. Like yourself, the biggest thing for me, man, I don't care about all your cars, how much money you made. None of that matters to me. The only thing matters is you showing me how to connect the dots. And if you're not going to show me that, shut up. Because I don't want to hear. Because I am not moved by that.
Yeah.
Showing people how to get to that six figures is one of the most important things that any DJ can learn. And I feel like that's what everybody wants to know, but nobody shows you exactly how to do it.
But are they willing to put in the work, make the sacrifices, put the time in, do everything?
I think there's a lot of us that aren't willing to work. Don't sacrifice us because you can say just because you have this percentage out there that's not
No,
willing.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if you're given the facts, are you willing to do what's necessary to get it?
I am.
You are. But the other people that don't even try to go and get it, how if you give it to them on a platter?
That's them.
I know.
That's them. Everybody don't go.
Yeah.
So, but growing up,
Okay.
when they were giving out free lunches at the recreational center, were you there?
Yeah.
Okay. They was showing you how to get to the food. Walk down this alley, go across this street, and I got a meal for you.
So this card.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm just saying, a lot of people will. If you show them how to do it, there's a lot of us that will. And unfortunately, there's a section, maybe bigger than the other, that won't.
Yeah.
And we can't focus on that. It's just like what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we can do something and people will come if we give them
A reason to.
And not give them the same cookie cutter,
Yep.
Things that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're wrong for that,
No.
but be willing to push.
Yeah. And since we're saying that tonight, let's make our announcement that we got Rob from MEX coming on to answer the hard questions.
We're going to ask those questions.
I reached out to him and he said he would be glad to come on. So he's supposed to come on the 19th, but we had somebody cancel next week. So I'm trying to move him up to next week. So if you got some questions, Jason, you need to be on next week to add, to send them questions in, and we're gonna hold his feet to the fire and ask him and see why. What can we do to make it better? What can we, how can you, what are some things you're listening to? Do you have a team? Are you doing it by yourself? Are you making selections? We want to diversify your bunch. Do you have a diversity? Who's your selection? Are they diverse? Or is it just a bunch of other of your same kind making all the decisions?
Say you hire old white men.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm glad he agreed to come on. He just readily said, yeah, I'll come on and talk to y'all. So I'm like, okay. And that's the good thing about having access. That's that hallway networking where you can meet people.
Yes.
And, I've made relationships with all these guys where people, I don't know them. I ain't, don't know their kids' names and all of that, but I know who they are. And if I reach out to them, I've done enough now to whatever. Okay, yeah, sure, Jim. So we'll see. But hopefully he'll be on next week and we'll get a chance to ask Rob everything about everything.
I think that would be good, man, because we don't know how that'll go.
Yeah. And if anybody else y'all want to get on and put them, get them to the fire.
Yeah. And that may be a way to get you on, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah.
He may not even know who you are because somebody else, a gatekeeper, may have stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a lot of it sometimes too.
Oh, yeah, you got gatekeeper.
Yeah, hey, I won't keep my boy speaking. Why am I going to let you in?
Exactly.
And we have to change that. Like I say, some of these guys are great, but I think it's time for some different, younger, fresher voices. I won't even say younger, just different voices sometimes. Yeah, but brother, how do we get you before we give away this ticket? How do they find you? How do they find you on the World Wide Web?
They can just go on our social medias. For my company name, we're under Austin's Best DJs. But as far as me personally, they could reach out to me personally on there.
AUSTIN, Austin's
Best DJs.
Is that what a apostrophe is?
Yes.
Austin,
and that's us. And not. I didn't name the company that because I thought we're the best, but I thought about Google back then before I knew anything. I thought, what are people going to search on Google? And that's why I call it.
Well, you did two things right. It's an A. You got a best in there. You got what you do with DJ. Exactly. So, all that SEO training I had. So you did that absolutely right. So
that was before I knew about SEO. I just thought people are going to probably type that in. And so
because they always tell you get an A because they're going to search for A's. Put an A in there. You're going to search for what you do. Put that in your thing or your SEOs, DJ, best DJs, Austin DJs, whatever the case.
Keywords.
I'm sorry.
Keywords. Absolutely.
Yep. But man, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. And you always give us something fresh, something new. You keep my chatterbox filled up with hot topics all the time. Him and Cedric over there just throwing flames, man. They just throwing matches.
Throwing gasoline.
Throw throwing matches and running out the room. Don't lobbing grenades. And everybody arguing, and they somewhere got their pinky up having a hot latte. You know what I mean? But no, I love it because you create great conversations, man. And the same, I was gonna tell you and said, man, drop them in crosstalk too. Drop some of them hot topics.
For real.
Yeah, we'll get in there, we'll get in, but ain't nobody gonna bash you, but we'll get in. If they do, we're gonna put them out. So just remember that.
Absolutely.
Because I don't put up with the tomfoolery. I ain't got, if you ain't got nothing positive to say, just keep it to yourself.
He's a big promoter of Jailhouse Rock.
But man, again, it was a pleasure, and we're gonna get that Zoom together one day, and we're gonna sit down and talk about what we talked about the other day and some other stuff that we got going on. We're gonna do this eventually. Somebody tried to put us on the spot the other night, so we're gonna have to do it. And just even if we just do it at a venue, like you said, we're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, he can start small and work his way up to be.
Yeah. Well, brother, go on and do what you need to do. We're gonna get on
out.
It was an honor. Yeah, we love it. And I mean, you make it easy to talk to. You don't make, it's just like having a conversation with Mike. I almost feel like I know you, and I haven't even met you in person yet.
Thought provoking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was down your way this weekend. I should have went looking for you, but I was out in the middle of nowhere. I was down at Canyon Lake.
Oh yeah. Canyon Lake's not too far from me.
Yeah. So we was just out in the woods, man. Wasn't nothing. It was 22 miles to the nearest store.
Oh, yeah, it's out there. All right, y'all. It was good to see you guys, and we'll be in touch, and I'll catch you in the mornings.
Okay. All right, brother.
I'm glad you didn't run into cocaine, Bear.
See, he always take us out of here, man. What are you doing? Take us home, brother. Take us home. Wow.
All right, y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for joining us on Two DJs and the Mic. We got to get that ticket away.
Oh, okay. So we only had one person enter the contest. So it's the ticket to the Harvest of Sound Boston is my man, Clive. He got
Clive.
You got the ticket, Clive. Before we go off, let me put his name in here and tell him
Clive.
The ticket.
Yes. And while he's doing that, what is the best advice that you would leave us with? Give us a gem.
The best advice for DJs, man, just really, there's a system that I use, which is attract, wow, repeat. That's it. It's that simple. Attract, wow, repeat. So get them to find out about you, attract them through your marketing, wow them with your service and what you do. And then that's it. Repeat. You do that over and over and over, and you're going to be successful.
I like that.
Oh, wow.
Attract,
wow, repeat.
And repeat. Wow.
Yeah,
Put that in there, Mike. Put that in there while I type this in.
Put my glasses on. I can't see. And see.
And then I did write a book, man, and that book, it has
what?
Yeah.
Stop. What's the name of your book, man? Why are you over there holding your bestseller from us?
Oh man, it's Succeeding in the Wedding Business: How to Scale Your Business to 6 Figures and Beyond. And it's on Amazon.
We don't even know who we're dealing with, man. We got writers and look at, man, it's just some of the great things people are doing in this industry. Look at, you're an accomplished writer. Can I get a signed copy first time I see you? Do you have any? You laughing? I'm sure.
But yeah, it's on Amazon, and it's basically how to get to where you want to be. How to quit your job.
I ain't sending me to the store. Amazon. It's on Amazon. Jeff, I got you. No, he didn't say that. He said, Jeff, go on. I'm gonna go on Amazon and support you.
I'm letting your listeners know. No, I got you guys.
Oh, okay. No, I'm gonna get my own. I'll just get you to sign it. But no, that's cool, man. Why you ain't tell us that earlier?
Yeah,
that's really
it's
cool, man.
It's just something I'm doing, and I wrote that and I released it back in January, and I get sales every month, and it's great to see that. You know what? I'm helping somebody.
Me and Mike gonna write a book one day. We're gonna do a collabo.
You should.
We're gonna do a collabo on something, man. I don't know what. We're gonna do a ticket. Something. Yeah. We're gonna. Yeah. I gotta think. What can we write a book about, Mike?
We'll talk about it.
Okay. All right. Hey man, go eat your dinner, man. I gotta go feed the wifey. Take us out of here, Mike.
All right. Peace.